you there?
I work for the National Guard Bureau.
National who?
National Guard Bureau.
National Guard Bureau?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good thing.
Yeah.
So you work for me?
Yeah.
Good. Yeah, in what capacity? What capacity do you work?
I am the Homeland Defense Civil Support Branch Chief. So
I still outrank you, you know.
I was down here for a convention. Louisiana has a big convention every year for all the 50 states and 4 territories, and they get together and figure out how they're going to support each other on the big natural disasters. Of course, for Louisiana, it's hurricane, but you know, New Madrid seismic zone, if that ever trips, you know, around Missouri and Memphis, you know, or
which has been showing some activity along with the Gulf of Mexico, I understand.
Yeah, we've got a good plan for it. We do.
Yeah,
it's going to take 185,000 guardsmen initially, and then you know, it's going to be a 20-year recovery. But you know, if it hits like it did in 1811.
And it was, I mean, I don't think it was 2 or 3 days ago. I saw a report on the Gulf of Mexico heating up. A lot more volcanic activity and whatnot going along that chain.
Oh, there's all kinds of stuff. They got the Cascadia that we have a plan for up there in the Northwest, in Washington State and Oregon. You've got Wabash, which if New Madrid hits, that Wabash goes up through Illinois. And there's all kinds of bad stuff that's it's going to happen one day, whether it's 500 years from now or
5 minutes from now. I mean, again, trying to keep an eye on all of this. Obviously, we got a big soft spot for the Coast Guard here because after Katrina, you know.
Our son's in the Coast Guard.
Our son's in the Coast Guard, and we were here with a bunch of guys that helped out during Katrina. That are from he was from Tennessee National Guard, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So, I mean, there's so much I want to ask you. My mind's reeling right now because I love it when I get someone that actually knows what's going on. Is it primary? What else? What has changed since he got in? Let me give you that.
Well, you get decisions. I worked over in the Pentagon before he got in. I worked in Reserve Affairs over there, and my job was to brief all the mobilizations of the reserve components to the Undersecretary for Defense, and just some of the decisions that had to be made, especially for large units, which really screws guys when they're about to get reservists, when they're about to get called to active duty. You like to have that decision, especially as long as the war went on, 6 months out to give them some predictability back home. Obama couldn't make a damn decision on anything. Trump can make a decision. His White House can make a decision. The Korea thing, something's going to happen. So either he's going to come to the table, or we're not going to fly him plane loads of cash.
Well, listen to guys like the other experts that I've been able to glean up in places like InfoWars. There are other blogs. Stalzin, I listen to Stalzin, his Steve Pachenik's take on it. The proof's in the pudding. I mean, we're looking at North Korea in with the Olympics. That's a big milestone. Them talking about maybe unifying. The fact that they'd even, instead of lobbing missiles and insults, we're actually talking about talking.
Well, he knows how to play him. The guy over there is a whole different animal.
Yeah, I think a lot of, correct me if I'm wrong, because you've got more insight than I do, other than I've talked to a few of the guys that were his personal bodyguards out here that, said he's the real deal. Basically. Yeah, so things are, all in all, things are on track.
Oh yeah, everybody's very happy.
The wall's going to be built.
At least over here. Now, I got friends that are in the State Department. The State Department hate him because they're all a bunch of...
Well, yeah.
Yeah, they're Dan.
How deep is the cesspool?
Oh, it's deep.
But the thing is, and we always find this out, this is, again, just me thinking that it is not, again, we hear this over and over again, and it's not the people at the bottom, but there is a corruption at the top. How deep is that corruption? Let's say in the DOJ, how many layers would that be? Is it 3 layers, 4 layers, 6 layers?
It goes down GS-15 level, at least. Anybody that's equal to like a colonel in the Army, that's in the state or anywhere else, commerce, you pick your department, it's just infested.
How are we weeding them out? How are they getting weeded out?
Well, that's the hard thing. You can't fire anybody. They're in there for life, you know. I hope they get McCain.
There are other ways, though. I'm not talking about the fair.
Well, one of the things is you got to get the political appointments in there, and he's being held up on a lot of those.
Yes.
It takes a different mindset. The problem is they've gotten into the schools, you know, they're making all the kids good little liberals. And then once you get into the government, the government's like any other company. They want to grow the government. So you get into that career track in one of those departments, and it's all about growing the government.
Yeah. Just to give you a little hope about the kids, on the back of this get out of jail free card from Hillary Clinton, I've been speakers at spring break. And of course, because of my work, I'm going to attract kids that pretty much got their minds out. I've been speaking to an extraordinary amount of really great college kids out here lately. Really give you hope. I mean, even high school. There was one junior high school kid I spoke to out here the other day. He was 14 years old. He was more articulate than I am on a lot of subjects. And going on, I'm going, Jesus, they were great. Keep it up, kid. Wherever your dad is, I'm going to thank him. So yeah, it's you know, it is. I don't think it's all a wash. Obviously, I run into the idiots out here on a regular basis too.
Well, you got to like this. This surprised the hell out of me. I thought, because we live right in the middle of the cesspool out there. Our neighbors, you know, everybody. We live inside the Beltway in Falls Church.
Yeah.
You know, 8 miles from the White House on the Virginia side across the river. But you know, our neighbors all have money, and everybody's got $1 million house and all that, and they all are a lawyer one type or another for the government. Or for, you know, some kind of organization.
Yeah.
And I think, how can these people be liberals? But it's all about growing the government and all that kind of stuff. And you forget, because we're originally from Texas, you know, most people think more like the people in Texas than you know, until they flood this country with illiterate
Yeah, until you get hooked into that system that it is of, you know, self-perpetuation, just making up, which... now I can really get deep into the conspiracies, things like, you know, what happened in Las Vegas. And,
I see the 9/11.
Yeah, the 9/11 one, of course, which is, you know, I actually got a chance to meet one of the founders of Architects and Engineers for 9/11 Truth out here a few weeks ago. And that was an honor. I thought that was very, because, you know, anybody's going to put their names on the line, put their lives on the line just to say what they believe, even if it's foolish. Got to give a little respect.
Yeah.
You know? So that was really nice. I assume you are familiar with Architects and Engineers?
Yes.
Check them out. It's Architect A&E for 9/11 Truth.
All right. You take a peek at it.
Really respect these guys. They're some of the best architects and engineers in the world. And one of the things that's pinned my ears up, when he first started, he made this quote: "You elect me president, you will find out who really brought down the Twin Towers." Really? Well, down at the Patel, you know. So, and I don't think any truths like this can be laid on the American public all at once without preparing for the chaos that might ensue. So I can see layers, you know, how fast can we unpeel this onion, get through the swamp and get rid of them. And I'm glad he's smarter than I am, because I wouldn't want to be in his position.
I know, I'm surprised he does.
You know, well, you know, I looked at it this way. I'm a genius, right? Don't have to argue with me on this, please. It's not a debate. It's not a debate. But I have, through my life, consumed an inordinate amount of alcohol that has killed probably billions of brain cells. And I'm still a genius. He's never touched a drop in his life.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so he just...
So I concede. I'm conceding that, you know, obviously whatever you're doing, Donald, I'm looking at the results. Okay, I don't know how you got there. I'll analyze it later and see how, but for right now, okay.
Hey. All right, yeah, we got to get out of here. We're heading back to the swamp.
Oh, it's a pleasure meeting you. Thank you for your insight. It gives. Oh, God bless you. It gives me a lot of. It gives the people a lot.
Well, you can tell just while we were sitting there talking, some guy come by there with Trump. Gave the thumbs up.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's this media. It's just.
Well, look at me. I'm living proof that I've been out here 5 years. You see any bullet holes, and I'm in the middle of this liberal cesspool.
Take care, brother.
That was great.